Let's hear from Gerard next. Gerard contacted the Nolan show. He owns a pub in West Belfast. He's hit out at the executive as he says businesses like his are in a desperate situation. Earlier this month, restaurants, hotels and beer gardens reopened in Northern Ireland. But wet-led pubs, that's those who do not sell food but drinks only, still do not have a date for reopening. Gerard told me why he contacted the programme.
My wife and I own a wee small pub in Springfield Road in West Belfast. And obviously we were one of the first to close, given this pandemic and whatnot. And we have done everything that we've needed to do. We've had a small off sales, and we've kept our off sales business going to enable us to continue on paying our staff. The bank put our mortgage on hold, and everything was okay. We didn't furlough any staff, and we were able to go and continue on and doing what we needed to do. Now, all the pubs, restaurants, and pubs that serve food were given a date to open. And I think that we were supposed to be given a date, but then, of course, our political people on the Hill decided to have a few arguments, and they're continuing on still doing this. And these pubs that have opened that serve food and stuff, we're not in the position to do that.
So how's it working? Help me around the thinking. What's the government currently saying to pubs? How come some can open, Gerard, and some can't?
They give out this legislation that you can open, a pub can open that serves food, and intoxicating liquor can be served auxiliary to food. So that's okay. That's bars. A lot of pubs do serve food. They are restaurant based, but obviously they serve liquor, and that's fine. That's okay. But it's all us other pubs. It's us, for example. We're a wee tiny pub, but you have the Heart Bar in Belfast. You have the Duke of York as well, and they don't serve food, and they want to open. And it's just that now it's got to the stage where we're 4 months into this. The Bank of Ireland have now started to take money out of our bank account for our mortgage. We got a bounce back loan, and I had to use the bounce back loan to pay for that. I have a mortgage. My wife, we have 6 children, and as I say, we own our wee bar, and I'm really starting to get nervous now. But because I thought I was doing the right thing, not furloughing any of my staff, because I think the government needed money, more than what I needed, because we were still keeping our business open. But now I missed the deadline, so I can't even furlough any staff. And all I want is a date. I would just like a date, just so we can put the
and what's the logic, Gerard? Because clearly you're across this a lot more than I am, because it's what you do. So what is the logic behind the executive's thinking of why it is safer to open up a pub if it's serving food, but not open up a pub if it ain't serving food? What's the thinking behind that?
Honestly, on my life, I have no notion. I really don't understand. I think reading between the lines, maybe it was because that people weren't going to be staying in the bar for long. So you come in, you had a meal. I think it was down south, you have an hour and a half or 2 hours to sit down, have a meal, have a few drinks, and then get out. Pretty much.
But why can't you apply the same logic to? Why can't someone walk into a pub, have a drink, and get out?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We can do that. The vast majority of our customers don't come in. They're all older-based people, and that's why we close super early, to protect them, and obviously as well to protect us.
But you said you stayed open during the pandemic.
No, our off sales stayed open, not our bar. Our bar, we closed before we were even told to close, because 90% of our customer base are all maybe 60 and over, and plus, as I say, we have 6 children, so we needed to be careful for them, but also for us. So we closed everything except our off sales.
And Gerard, you're still not allowed to open, is that right?
No, the bars can't open. Wet bars are not allowed to open, and nobody. We just need a date. They need to give us a date, because then I can go to the bank and I can say, look, we're allowed to open in 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Can you please help me? And they say, we can't help you. You need to continue on paying your loan. If you don't pay your loan, then we're going to put a missed payment on your credit file, which is obviously going to hurt you for future, because the government give all banks and everybody a free ride for 3 months that it wouldn't go on your credit file, and they didn't go and give it any further, which means that now we're into the 4th month of having a mortgage payment, and now that we've missed it, well, we paid it, but if we hadn't missed it, they would have put a black mark on our name, which would have then prevented us from getting further credit. So we had the bounce back loan, and now we're using the bounce back loan to stay alive, because we've now seen our sales drop. Like, if we lifted £1,000 on Saturday night, last Saturday night there we lifted 200. because people are now back in the bars drinking. They're now back in the pubs watching football. They're not coming into our off sales to buy our products to do what they've been doing for the past 3-4 months. So it's now got to stage now that that's how worried I am. I'm so worried that, because our sales have fallen away down. And
there's some ways that some pubs are trying to get round it, right? And with the food.
There's
what are they doing?
There's loopholes. They're getting menus. They're working with local cafes and stuff, and local chip shops and pizza places and whatnot, and getting their menus. So coming into the bar, getting the menu and the chippy or pizzeria or whatever it may be, are delivering the food down to the bar, and that's wonderful. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. We don't have the facilities to do that. We don't have really any local businesses per se that are close to us. I think why I won't do it for me and my family is because we own our pub, and that's all we have. It's our only source of income. And if you break the law, I don't want to break the law, because it puts us in a completely different, down a different road that I don't want to take me or my family or our business down. I would be too afraid of doing something like that.
So what you're doing is you're respecting the law, you're respecting the government's guidance, but you're pleading with the politicians to help you.
Yeah, I need them to do their job to enable us to do our job. I'm standing here, and we have a small amount of employees, five employees, and I can't furlough anybody now, and I'm just getting worried that our sales have dropped dramatically since the 3rd of July, when everybody was allergic.
So what is it you need? What would be the ideal world for you, Gerard? If the politicians said what? Here we go. Wet bars can open on the 25th of July, the 31st of July, or whatever. That would then enable us to get everything ready to enable us to stock our bar, because I'm hard afraid of going and buying stock. I'm putting myself into even more debt if we're not allowed to open. I just need a date so we can generate a bit of, happy days, here we come, we're going to start again. Our bar's ready with all our social distancing measures in place, with our screens everywhere, with hand sanitising stations. We blocked off one of our urinals as well to keep it away. We took away some of our gaming machines as well. We've done everything that we needed, that we feel that we needed to do. We even bought new furniture that's wipeable. It took away all our material furniture, because we purchased all new leather-based furniture. Just what we thought was the right thing to do. But I need them guys to do their job to enable us to do our job. Do you think they've been doing their job well over recent times?
I think, well, yes, in some regard, absolutely. 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 We got the grants and stuff right at the very word go, and I think everybody sort of got together, and it was wonderful to watch everybody combine and do what the slogan is we're in this together. That was wonderful to watch, and it was nice, and everybody stayed safe, and everybody was doing their jobs in what they're getting paid to do. But now things have started to calm down, and everybody else is opening, which is wonderful. We need to get things back to, not normal, because I don't think things will ever return to normal, but I just feel that we are the only ones. I think we are one of the only industries left that haven't been given a date, or are unable to open, and that's all I need. We just need to know, well, when can we open? Because it means then, as I say,
what if you don't get a date? Like, how close to the edge are you?
Well, that's as I say, we've used our bounce back loan there to pay our loan from the bank, which is crazy, to borrow money to pay money to get a loan, to pay a loan. That's like what you used to do when you were younger, when released with credit cards. You took a credit card and you transferred the balance, and you don't. It's just silly. I wouldn't say there's 1,000 million people more worse off than what we are. I'm not on here trying to say, oh God, feel sorry for me, I have 6 children, I'm going to lose this. I'm not saying that, because there are so many more people worse off.
But you sound like a hard-working, decent guy. You're trying to make a living, you're providing employment, and you're just appealing to some politician somewhere to make a decision, to help you understand, why do you need to serve food if you're prepared to be safe, and can you just get a date, because you're trying to provide for your family and your staff.
That's all we need. My wife, she, as I say, with 6 children, and she still works 40, 50 hours a week. I go to work in the mornings and I do what I need to do for I'm an accountant. It's my trade. I'm a chartered management accountant, and I look after what I need to look after. And then my wife, I come home and I make the dinner, and my wife then goes to work. And then I stay here and put my children to bed and whatnot. And it's just, that's our life, and it's wonderful, and I love it.
Well, look, we will ask the relevant government departments on your behalf, and we'll see if we can get you some answers.
Honestly, I would so appreciate it. I just need a date, please. Just that would be wonderful. Any help is better than what we have now, please.